Scorpio, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I have 3 cards pre-pulled for you. So far you have the Nine of Swords, the Three of Wands, and the Ten of Wands. So I see you stressed out over something, you haven't slept this night, you're obsessing over something that you're waiting to come in. But I also see Ten of Wands, so you have a lot of burdens that you're dealing with. What is it that you're waiting for to come in, Scorpio? Is this a person or is this an opportunity? Okay. So intuitively, I feel that you're stressing over when you're going to find your person. You're waiting for Mr. Right or Mrs. Right. For others of you, I feel like I'm led to say that some of you were engaged and the person walked away. I feel like they walked away after celebrating the engagement. Something happened and this person walked away after you guys got engaged. I don't feel intuitively that this was a marriage. I feel like this was I almost made it to the altar type of situation. So I don't feel like you were left at the altar. I feel like you were engaged for some time. I think you had conversations about planning a wedding, but I don't think you actually like put any money down or anything. That's not what I feel. Ironically, based off of what has come out, I don't actually feel like you're in a funk for something that happened recently. I feel like this is something that may have actually happened to you years ago. And I feel like you're dating, but you feel like you can't find anyone. Spirit, what else? What can you tell me? Two of Cups. So you're thinking about this other connection. I'm led to tell you that I also feel that someone walked away from something and walked into something else with someone else. So for some of you, I feel like this Two of Cups is here because you're reminiscing about an old connection. But you're longing for finding your person. That's what's burdening you. You feel like you're never going to find your person because you've been trying and it hasn't been working out. Yep. Let me move these cards up so make more space. So some of you are collaborating with someone or something. So what else, Spirit? Whoever I'm reading for, you feel blocked. You feel like your blessings are blocked. And we have the Hierophant. You're walking towards building a marriage. And you're looking at your options. Confirmation with the energy that I was feeling earlier. You feel blocked because you want to be married, but you feel like you haven't found a suitable person. You're not sure. So some of you have found someone right now that you're seeing, but you're not sure if this is who you're going to end up with, especially when you're comparing how you felt with someone else that you thought was going to be your forever person. That's what I feel intuitively. And some of you are caught up in the illusion of the difference between what it's supposed to feel like, between what it actually is. Like what it feels like to be in love and what love actually is. Because the feeling that you had when you were in love with someone was so strong, but it didn't last and it ended in heartbreak. And now you're with someone that you don't feel as strongly about. But at the same time, they're treating you the way you want to be treated. That's what I feel. So you're wondering if maybe that there's other options out there for you. But at the same time, you're not sure. I haven't seen any queens come out or any kings come out in this connection. Well, period, on this spread. Which is the reason why I'm picking up on the energy that this is not particularly a marriage. This is me reading for the energy that you're in, as far as you being stuck in your head and what you want from your higher self and the emotions that you're dealing with. I'm going to pull some messages for you. See if I can get you some confirmation. Don't forget to leave me a yellow heart in a comment. You don't have to say much, just a small comment because it's your story. Because the energy that I'm picking up on today is the energy that you're currently in. So I'm not actually getting, or channeling rather, a outcome at this moment. So you're gonna have to leave me something if this is your story, so I can do a follow-up pull for you if that's what you want. But this is definitely for someone who needs confirmation. And I feel like this is spirit telling you to join the tribe. So the card that has come out for you, it says, I can't do this, mediocre mentality, thinking you are less than what you deserve. You feel like you're not good enough, thinking you can never measure up. Yeah, this is the energy that you're in because you're comparing how you felt when you was with your past person to how you feel with the person that you're currently with. In comparison to how they treat you, you feel guilty because you care about them, but it feels as though you're not sure if you're actually in love with this person. That's for those of you who are in a connection. And for others of you, you're in this energy because you can't seem to find your person. So you're not with anybody, but you may be dating, but you're not actively in a relationship because you feel like the pickings are slim. You can't find Mr. Right. So you're starting to question yourself and whether there's something wrong with you. And you feel like that there's something wrong with you because you're trying to understand why you can't find anybody or anyone. What else, Spirit? 90210 zip coding. Dating only people within a certain zip code, settling a tight radius to keep themselves from meeting anyone outside of their zip code. Yep, confirmation. So you are dating, but you feel like the options, as I said, are slim. And you can't find anybody. The options that have access to you is trash. And, you know, understandably, for safety reasons, you don't necessarily want to date outside of your zip code. Especially because you're a person that don't necessarily like people all in your business. So the safe thing to do would be, if you're going to date outside of your zip code, to take people with you. But you're a private person. You don't want nobody all up in your business. You don't want to have to report to nobody when you're making moves and going on dates and stuff. Okay, I'm going to pull one more message for you. Because of where they landed, I'm going to leave it here and take it as clarification of this 7 of Cups. Cozy zone. Protected vibes, emotional comfort, nurturing space. I'm safe here. I can breathe. Feeling so good. So you also feel like you feel safe being by yourself because of your past. And because of what you're experiencing, you feel like the fact that you can't find anybody is proof that you're meant to be alone. And the fact that you have someone, for those of you who do have someone, that you're not sure if you love them, you feel like that's confirmation that you're meant to be alone, because you feel like you can't really get what you want. The people that you really love hard, they don't love you back the same way you feel, which is why the connections don't work. That's what you feel anyway. And because of that, you feel like that's confirmation that you're meant to be on your alone, because you feel like this always happens. This is always the case. So you don't want to be disappointed. You rather just stick to what you know, which is being by yourself. Perhaps casually dating. And that's it. Let me pull messages for you. Okay, what's come out for you is vanity. Aqua people, I need more, better, bigger. Yes, that will make me okay. Crystal, Peter, and Mike are at a party in Mike's posh home, toasting success in their business. A mysterious old man appears and asks them whether they prefer gluttony or generosity. Puzzled, none of them answers. He reminds them that more does not mean better, and they laugh. Suddenly, they're alone, far from the party and rising water. We're getting more, cries Peter. Rain falls and the water rises faster. Play, shouts Crystal. We must do well with what we have. As they begin to have fun in the water, the rain drops. We all say we will stop when we have enough, but there's never enough. You may be looking outside yourself for validation. So you need to ask yourself, am I feeling disconnected from any people in my life? Am I growing away from limited relationships? You're dealing with environmental tensions, living in illusions, self-doubt, power to change, lesser companions, and empty conversations. So again, you're dealing with environmental tension, living in illusions, self-doubt, power to change, lesser companions, and empty conversations. So this is confirmation with what I was already saying, as far as how you feel with not knowing if you actually want to move forward with the person that you're dating, that everything is going well with, but you feel like something is missing. But you feel like something is missing because you're comparing them to connections that you were in that you felt like were stronger. You felt like you had a lot of passion for the person. So Spirit is telling you that you need to look inside yourself and ask yourself, what is it that you really want and what is it that you really need? Because there's a difference between what you want and what you need. You need to be looking at what is it that you need. If you want to be married, what is it that you need to be in a healthy marriage for you to sustain being with that person? What is it that you need? Because the connections that you're likely thinking about and comparing to this person were not healthy connections anyway. Yeah, you might have been passionate about the person and it may have been a very strong connection. But were they giving you what you needed? Is there a possibility that the reason why you wanted this person so strongly is because they weren't giving you what you needed? They were pulling away and it was drawing you more in. Now you have, now the rules is flipped. You possibly are in a connection with someone where they're all in, you're pulling back. So it's the same, it's a seesaw again. It's just that you're on the other end. That's what I have for you today, Scorpio. Namaste, be well.